Hey guys, welcome to Pagan Perspective. I am your host Brendan, and it is Saturday here, and we are talking about challenges and the dark night of the soul. So this week's question comes from me, and it is very much about what are the challenges that we have faced within our journey? Have we ever experienced and gone through a dark night of the soul? And what is it that got us through there and got out of it? So this question came up, I think, a few months ago that I posted to the rest of the collab about this. And I've loved everyone's videos this week about their experiences, their journeys with this process and what is considered like a spiritual crisis or a time of questioning of belief, of faith, of self. And it kind of came out for me a few months ago because I've started going through an initiatory journey yet again. And every single time I go through one of these, it's very much about deconstructing my belief system, breaking it down to really what is the core, what is the foundation that is spurring on my practice and my belief. And am I just mad and crazy, or is it actually legitimately a thing that I'm talking to gods and spirits and plants and doing magic and working energy and ritual, and it's just not all in this place. And plus, I believe Yaka was the one that really spoke about this quite well in their video this week about the marriage between what is really the mundane and magical worlds, and that the crises that happen within our mundane world can really ripple out and affect our magical world. And for me, currently going through dealing with anxiety and depression, I've been really deconstructing myself as who I am, as my belief in myself, in my practice, and my place within the world. What is the passion that is driving me forwards? What is my inspiration? Where am I drawing courage, creativity, strength from? Where am I lacking faith and solidarity and conviction? And it's exploring all of that. And it is like I'm currently feeling in a sense of crisis, but it is a constructive chaos that I'm going through, and it's a time of growth and change, and really looking at it from like a tarot point of view. It's, for me, the Dark Night of the Soul is the Journey of the Tower card. It is that strong, solid building of foundation, solid rock foundation that I've built this belief, this concept, this idea on, and I'm destroying that. There is a new spark of knowledge, of wisdom, of inspiration, something that's come through and challenged the strength, the solidity, the structure that I've developed and grown over years. And really, it's a challenge, and it is about shaking it up and really exploring what are the vital pieces that are currently within my practice that I hold to be true to myself and to me and to what I am, and what are the pieces that no longer serve or no longer reflect myself and my practice and what I work towards and endeavor to become. And sort of like sorting the wheat from the chaff, the wheat from the chaff, and really separating that that transition and that growth and that process that sometimes we need to go through this crisis to really remember our practice, remember our roots, remember our process and our beliefs. And for me, I've gone through these processes multiple times over many years in the 16 years I've been practicing, and it always brings back a renewed relationship and renewed strength. And I'm just going through all of that right now. It's more like it's a marriage between both the mundane and magical worlds, and it's a whole body experience, the whole holistic aspect of all of it, all the issues that are going on with my head space right now, and the issues that are going on with my physical body and emotionally and all of that, and just how that's rippling out and affecting my magic, my craft, my creativity, my passion, my inspiration, my relationships, friendships, social connections, my work, my teaching, all of that, and really looking at this time of just really going back to me and going back to what is nourishing me, what is sustaining me, what is getting me through for that, like through that dark night, through this time of real fogginess, uncertainty, and what is going to help me get through to that place of renewal, of that the dawn that comes after a long night, and really getting me through that darker period. And right now, Yule was only a few weeks ago for us here, and it was that time of the longest night, and it was getting a bit of like the winter blues with leaving for work in the morning in the dark and coming home from work in the evening in the dark, and most of the daylight was spent in a building, in a workplace, and that kind of... I was suffering for that, and just overwhelmed, really, and it was just time. A lot of things were happening, and I was just going through a lot of stress, and I was really overthinking, over-analyzing, being overwhelmed, and allowing myself to be overwhelmed, and giving away my power. But now it's returning to me, and returning to myself, and returning to making sure that I nourish myself correctly, both magically, spiritually, physically as well. So making sure I eat better, and exercise. So even like physical exercise, to meditation, to ritual exercise, whether it be spellcasting, toning, drumming, trance, all of that sort of stuff. Building back a discipline, and I'm trying to remember who it was this week. I think it was either Angel or Yaka, or maybe it was Kara, that spoke about to break habits and form new cycles. It's about not just changing the one thing that you want to change, but changing multiple things at once, so that it is a whole renewal of change, and that cycles are renewed and changed and broken, so that new ones can be started. And it's going through that right now, and it's that constant relationship, like I said, with the Tower card. And it is that journey, like that the Fool goes through, that as they progress through the major arcana, they're going through and learning all these lessons constantly, and they always get to the end, which is the world, and come to the end of it, and then go back through the cycle again, go back to being a fool. Once they understand and have the concept of everything, they go back and learn it again, and it gets deeper and more rich and more ingrained every time. Pieces are left, pieces are explored, pieces are shredded. Like, it's about constantly developing and challenging yourself. And there's so many people that I see come into this practice, and I don't feel like there is that real... A lot of people don't have that supportive network for going through crisis, for going through challenges, through going through whether a crisis of faith, a crisis of self, a crisis of employment, a crisis of relationship, all of that. And it's just really knowing that there are other people out there going through this. We don't know the stories that everyone is going through every single day, that some people are more functional than others, and that the cracks are hidden better. And knowing that, there's the whole world is constantly in crisis, and it is a catalyst for change, and a little chaos creates destruction, and destruction creates creativity, and creativity creates chaos, and the cycle continues. And it's just, remember that being challenged isn't the be-all and end-all, that lessons can be learnt, failure is just a lesson, and it's an opportunity to rethink, rework, re-explore experiences, and knowing your limits. And really, next time that you cycle around, your limits may be increased because you've deepened your work, you've expanded your work, you've contracted some work, and really regained energy, regained power, regained self. and coming from places in a better mental state, better physical state, a better spiritual state can really change the outcomes. And to not beat yourself over the head or beat yourself up about this, that you're failing at being a witch because you go through crisis or you go through a challenge. It's knowing that you're becoming a better witch because you go through a crisis or you go through a challenge, and being open and aware to that. And I think the other week when we spoke about receiving challenges from gods, the gods aren't the only ones that are sources from this. Look at like everyday life, challenges from friends, challenges from workplaces, challenges from the physical environment, challenges that your body just puts you through and your mind puts you through, that it's going to get better. And sometimes things get easier, sometimes things get more difficult. And also realizing that you can say no to challenges, that you don't have to take on everything at once, that you can pace it all out and you can take it at your own pace. Because at the end of the day, you are your own spiritual authority, and the only person and only being that you answer to is yourself. And above all else, it is to you that you serve. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed all the videos this week. It has been a bit of a darker topic, but it's witchcraft, people. It's not safe. Ever. And we create unsafe spaces to have safe experiences that are unsafe. And really, we dance the edge between light and dark, and we dance the edge between the wild and the tamed. And remembering that, yeah, a little crisis never hurt anyone, and that challenges can lead to wonderful life lessons. So if you need any help, any support, don't forget to reach out to your local community, to any medical practitioners, doctors, GPs, any suicide helplines if you're feeling that way. There are foundations and organizations out there should you find that you're being overwhelmed and challenged too much. So do what you can, persevere the way that you can. Know that there is support should you need it, and that even with the darkest night and the longest night, there is always a new dawn and new opportunities and new beginnings. So this is it for this week. Much love and blessings. I will see you for next week's topic, but enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope you have a pleasant, wonderful evening. Mwah.